Good evening everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Tuesday the 8th of April 2025 and tonight we are heading to a huge game in the race for both automatic promotion and the playoff spots. It is Middlesbrough versus Leeds United in the Championship. So I'm in Middlesbrough and going into this evening's game, Boro are currently in 5th place in the Championship table while Leeds are in 3rd place, although there is quite a considerable points gap between those two sides, and it is a really significant night for both sides. Leeds are faltering a little bit, it has to be said, just now in their race for automatic promotion. Not that long ago they looked almost dead certs to clinch an automatic spot, but obviously as it is at the moment they're not even in one of those positions, and in a real close race just now with Burnley and Sheffield United, while Boro have only just recently come back into the playoff picture. Not as long ago it was looking as though they were maybe heading for a bit of mid-table mediocrity, which I think if that had been the case, I think that probably would have seen the end of Michael Carrick, but they have turned it round since then, and it has to be said they're probably in better form than Leeds going into this game this evening. But I think it's one of those games tonight. I don't really think a draw would do either side much good, because one would assume that Burnley and Sheffield United could pull away from Leeds if that was the case, whereas for Boro, they've got likes of Bristol City, Coventry and West Brom all right on the heels. So it's going to be it's a really important game this tonight, but I've got to say I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm expecting a great atmosphere. Obviously Leeds always do travel well, and it's not particularly a long journey for them coming up here. I think by road it takes just over an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, getting on an hour and a half to get from Ellen Road to the Riverside, whereas obviously Borough fans are always right up for the visit of Leeds, as I think pretty much any side in the Championship are. But I'm not going to lie, I'm getting kind of just coming into this game tonight, and I'm almost wondering to a degree, is there really much point in either side going up? Because we saw it last season in the Premier League. All three of the promoted sides from the Championship the year before went down. That's going to be the same this season. It's quite probably going to be the same next season and the season after, and so on. And that's just where I am with football at the minute. That's why I personally cannot watch the Premier League these days, because I just find it boring, to be quite honest. You kind of know what's going to happen before it's even started, and that's filtering down to the Championship as well. You're just going to have the same sort of batch of teams competing for promotion every year. Those three of those will go up, then they'll just come straight back down, and obviously the rest of the Championship can't compete with them when they do come back down. So it's a pretty horrible cycle, and I would personally quite like it if someone like Boro or Bristol City or Coventry could break that. And but all the same, this should be a decent enough night of football. So let's head down to the Riverside Stadium and find out how it all unfolds. So the team's now warming up. Boro getting ready in the distance. The course is going to be in the usual all red this evening, and Leeds are getting ready just in front of us. Not entirely sure what colours they're going to be in tonight. Either it'll be the all white home strip or the yellow away strip. We'll find out when the players are coming out of the tunnel and ready to start the match. half-time Middlesbrough 0, Leeds United 1. I really do not get why Boro are letting Leeds pretty much have the freedom of Yorkshire down both the right and left hand side. They're just having absolutely acres to run into, and need to get a little bit tighter to them, because Leeds are just having a bit too much joy, like down both flanks, it has to be said. But the thing is, for Leeds, you can maybe see their own vulnerabilities at the back. Obviously Boro did have one ruled out for offsides, as did Leeds, and I'm pretty sure Boro will have a few more chances as the second half goes on. But I think Gary Neville kind of summed it up perfectly in his post-match analysis of the Manchester derby on Sunday. Like, there's a lot of teams trying pep ball, as it's kind of known these days, and most of them are just kind of pure imitations. And I think what we saw in that first half from Boro is just that. It is a very tippy-tappy, try to walk the ball into the back of the nets, but I honestly think they've got to just maybe try a few more shots from range and that kind of thing. Just give Leeds a little bit more to think about defensively. But as I said, they've got to be a little bit tighter, sort of in those right and left wing back positions. But it's been a competitive game. It's been decent compared to a lot of games I've seen within the higher leagues, I've got to say. So hopefully there'll be a bit more action in the second half, and hopefully one or two more goals at that. No price, I guess who's coming on? Full-time Middlesbrough 0, Leeds United 1. It was an open game in which the defending was poor, but the finishing even worse. You could talk all night about some of the chances Middlesbrough had, but the fact of the matter is they couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo. I think they had what, 2 shots on target from what I recall. The first one was straight down Carl Darlow's throat, and the second one, the Darlow's never going to be beaten from that kind of angle anyway. As for Leeds, it was they've come to Riverside and they've done the job, and I think all in all, it has to be said, it was maybe the perfect night for them, with Burnley dropping points and Sheffield United getting beat as well. I think that puts them back to the top of the league, but it's still exceptionally close, and it's still far from done yet. And the same goes for the playoff picture. That is a massive blow for Middlesbrough tonight, but they are still within those playoff positions, albeit I think Coventry have got a game in hand which they'll play tomorrow. But I think at this stage you do maybe look more at the points on the boards than the games in hand, but it's still very open. There's still a lot of teams kind of going for those last couple of playoff spots. Obviously, look at, I think, Bristol City leapfrog Middlesbrough tonight with a win over West Brom, who are also in the picture, and it seems I don't know where Millwall are now in the picture as well. So I think if you're a neutral looking at the Championship, it's exceptional excitement. But I'm going to be totally honest, I just cannot for the life of me see either side who claims the last 2 playoff spots going up, and if they do, then I think they'd be in for a really, really hard time in the Premier League next season. I definitely don't think Middlesbrough are going to go up, if I'm being totally honest about it. I just don't think their team's good enough at this moment in time. I think for Leeds though, as we said, it's absolutely on a knife edge at the moment. There were elements to their play tonight which made me think, they quite probably will go on and win promotion, but there was other aspects in which I thought they've really got to sort things out there. I think I know they kept a clean sheet, but defensively, much like Middlesbrough were, I thought Leeds were very open tonight, and against a side that maybe had a little bit more composure in front of goal, I think they probably would have been punished. I think there was there were several occasions there tonight where Leeds were almost inviting Middlesbrough to take shots on, but there's absolutely, as I said, no composure in front of goal. The amount of times where like a ball will have gone to a player who will have had probably time to go off and make a cup of tea before any defenders were getting anywhere near him, and yet just absolutely ballooned it over the bar and that kind of thing. It just kind of compounded Middlesbrough's night. It just wasn't happening in front of goal for them, but they've got to chalk this one off pretty quickly and just dust themselves down and get on with the next game, and that's all you can do at this stage of the season. As we said, I think there is still going to be twists and turns to come yet, and I think that does apply to Leeds as well. Obviously, they can enjoy the result tonight. They can. I think it is an important one. I think come the end of the season, it's maybe the sort of game that they will look back on the night that they went to Middlesbrough and and got the early goal, and just made sure they did everything they needed to just get the 3 points in the bag. But as we said, it was an open game. I think as a neutral, I actually did quite enjoy it, but some of the finishing was absolutely woeful. Although that being said, I think Leeds' first one that was ruled out for offside from sort of still images I've seen on social media and that kind of thing, and maybe they got a little bit unlucky there. I'm not too sure about the one that Boro had this slow, and I will have to see that one again. And obviously Bamford had one disallowed, which would have been which would have been quite ironic if it had stood, considering when he came on there, the Boro fans were calling him effing useless. So it is what it is. It was a decent enough atmosphere all in all there tonight. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back tomorrow night, and we are going right back down the leagues again and to Northallerton Town Reserves versus Hortonley Skern. So I believe that is a second versus first clash. Two sides scoring goals for fun. So who will be the victors in that one? Check back tomorrow to find out. But until then, take care. Cheers for watching. See you later.